Cheers, guys. Cheers to all everyone.
Thanks for joining us.
Cheers to all you guys. Yeah.
Ryan, thanks for joining us. He's got to run, but yeah, check out the archive, man. Good time to get started.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Let's jump into it, man.
Alright, you just want me to play it?
Well, first, I want to know, like,
Go around.
yeah, this whole show is just.
Did we introduce ourselves yet?
It's to talk over this how we felt about the routine when we first saw it, like that experience.
Okay.
Break it down.
We can do that. Yeah, there you go.
This is what we thought of it then, and how it's held up today. So, I'm James, aka Gabby J. Could throw it to John.
Okay. Sorry. I'm John, aka Chaos, aka J-Sid. Yeah, I'm excited to dissect this legendary routine with all y'all. So, and throw it up to Mel as well.
Greetings, Internet. Mel, aka DJ Melvis. And wow, it's one of those I was there moments, literally. So this is going to be fun to reminisce on pretty much the sights and sounds of everything.
For
So
sure.
put over to my brethren over, which in my view is to my northwest. This, what is going on?
Good day, good evening. Hello everybody, my name is Wendell, aka Mr. Wendell. I'm a old veteran of the league in California. I was actually there during that tournament for Kevin Kim. There's more than just me. There's people that are above me, and I'll go to the person who is above me. Only Kevin that matters.
The only Kevin that matters.
Damn.
That is correct. I am your reigning Pump It Up champion. Your reigning Can Crush champion of California. The Triple Crown champion of all dance game freestyle. And a true legend. My name is Decree. I wasn't there, unfortunately, at this event, but I'm sure it was great. No, this is a great routine, but you know, maybe he would have got second place if I had a ride.
Oh my god.
Kidding. Kind of kidding.
It's like
Next.
My name is James 001. This is a really interesting routine, and I guess we'll get more into like what we thought of it the first time we saw it. It was, for myself, I really didn't really know what to think. I didn't immediately think it was good or bad. It was really strange, but I think it ended up being a very influential routine for me that kind of has shaped my style. Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
And throw it over to my boy Dello.
Hey, what's going on? Many time listener, first time caller, I guess.
Oh,
There you go.
welcome.
So, my name's Daryl, aka Troopinoid, aka Troop, from some other people who talk to that.
Troop. Shout outs to Troop.
But I'm excited to be here to talk about Kevin Kim's Dariram.
Hey, I don't know who just retweeted the tweet in Freestyle Takeover, but I plugged my own stream in on accident.
Oh, did you? Wow, that was me. Let me
try that again.
I
I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. Don't
That's
worry,
cool.
guys. Go for it. But no, don't go there yet. Don't go there right now. Go to freestyle. Go to twitch.tv/freestyle takeover, please.
I guess I'll go
Kinda
first
just stay,
for a sec.
yeah, go for it.
My first time seeing this routine was back, I would say around 2001. I first started browsing DDR Freak at like July 2001. Only reason I remember that is because they had a Final Fantasy fan day to celebrate like the launch of the Spirits Within, like at the Metreon.
Oh, wow,
in
nice.
SF. Had a little preview for the worst, yeah, everyone's favorite. They had like a little booth set up in the PlayStation store. You could play Final Fantasy X for a second. This little demo. It was a big day, and they still had the airtight garage up there with like DDR 1.5 mix and DDR USA. And I think I'd seen it before, but never been able to actually go and check the machine out. So that was my first time playing DDR. That week,
Wow.
discovered DDR Freak, discovered
that-
DDR
That's
Freestyle.
what's up.
Yeah, and I would say it was this. It was the 540 Kick of Doom, the AM3P from J-Dog.
John.
There's just so much there that I'd never seen before, and I'd never been interested in dance up until then. And just seeing this guy go off on Dariram was just that was something special. So it blew my mind at the time. Got more active on the forums and eventually met a bunch of you guys. So
There you go.
thank you, Final Fantasy Fan
Nice.
Day.
Thank you. Thanks, Final Fantasy. So hey, yeah, kind of not exactly the same route that James took, but I was already on DDR Freak after just being exposed to DDR from my friend's PS2. Like it was like my friend at the apartments that I used to live in. So we were playing DDR on the PS1 controller already, and then I discovered the green boards, and some of the early tournaments like SVGL1. My very first tournament was MGL2, so this was not too long after SVGL1 happened. So I think right. So
Yep.
Mel's agreement. I'm trying to remember my history if it was correct. Yeah. So my very first tournament I went to was MGL2, and SVGL1 was like a few months prior, because I know that was still in the summertime. I feel like.
Yep, it was
Yeah,
it was June 9th.
Yeah, so it got me hyped. Yeah, it got me hyped. Like I had seen AI videos. I'd seen SVGL, and I'm like, man, freestyle is so cool. I can't wait to see this in person. And seeing the warning routine, damn Dariram, I was like, oh my god. Like when I was watching a lot of the routines, like this one is so much more different from everything else. I think this is why I deserve to win, etc., etc. So, leading up to this day, I mean, you guys will probably forget by the time another tournament happens. So spoiler alert, I was supposed to do Dam Dariram at a future
Ooh.
tournament. So now we might have to wait for that for another year or two. Yeah, just letting y'all know, I was trying to break the meta. You feel me?
Still can.
Yeah. I still can. It's just I gotta wait another year or two.
That's it.
Yeah, and of course it wasn't gonna be a freestyle takeover RAN tournament. There's your hint right there. It was gonna be be at a tournament somewhere else. But just going back to the subject, yeah, Kevin Kim's routine I feel like paved way for a lot of people. It didn't really set, because I feel like I still think that freestyle, and during that time, regardless, even with Kevin Kim's specific style, like the way he portrayed the song, people were still going a specific route still in terms of feeling and in terms of the way people freestyled. And it was always just I always thought of Kevin Kim every time I go to another tournament, even going to CVGO1, or I still call it one CVGO1, or just other future tournaments. Right, there's the only one. I still think it's man, Kevin Kim's still stands out to me. It's just it was just one hit. It was a one-hit wonder. Everyone reps in their own way, but man, Kevin Kim's routine was it was one of a kind, man. And I kind of wish I gotten into DDR a few months before to see it live. But,
Yeah, you just missed it, man.
I just missed it. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's my quick thoughts on it. But Mel, what about your thoughts? You were there.
What you got? Yep.
You were there.
You and Wendell were there, right?
You and Wendell were there.
So jealous.
Seriously.
Go up against that. So, I believe that was the first turn to actually judge. As far as Kim goes, I had actually seen him at Sniggle a handful of times before the thing itself. So, when I first saw it, got this kind of playing Afronova on Maniac, and we get actually very graceful, doing some stuff I ain't seen other people done. I was like, man, this guy had something. So he'd do that, and then he'd be freestyling Butterfly Mania, okay, this guy's got some style. And then, on his third song, he does the full-on rock beat routine that you see on DDRStreet.
I've been trying to find that video.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, in Discord or something sometime. But yeah, he did the full-on rock beat routine, dead on full combo and everything. I was like,
Damn.
wait a second. Is that guy? You know, like, and so I actually got to talking with him because he did that, and he also did what was another Korean routine that he did that was big. He did Smoke, and so I was just like, what the heck? And so yeah, he was good friends with DJ Hung at the time, so that's kind of how it was. Kind of there's that common ground, and so yeah, we talked a little bit, and apparently that's when he talked about all the stuff he saw on DDRStreet at the time, which was the big Korean DDR video page. What they did out there was they had like kind of like how you have Boys and Girls Club out here, and y'all do activities, stuff like that. Out there, DDR was like considered an extracurricular activity, so you'd have one guy teaching like a routine to 10, 12 different people, and like all that stuff you saw that looked like a concert was like a big ass recital. So that's just kind of like how everybody kind of knew, what was up, and he was just happened to be one of those guys. And so I was just like, wow, because at the time, like when I first saw DDRStreet, I remember I'd come back from playing Korean Third Mix version 2 down in like San Luis Obispo or some random ass place where I played the first time. So came back home around midnight, and then I found out about that site. Me and my downloading videos on 56K for until like 8 in the morning, because we were just so mind blown by all this. But fast to him actually being out there, like, yeah, the guy was just everything you wanted to be. You wanted to be that graceful, you want to be that good, that crisp. I mean, never in my 20 years of playing have I ever seen a freestyle routine 30 seconds in and someone say this guy's already won. Like, not that will never in a long while. So just yeah, I was in absolute awe because I had not even seen Dariram like on the internet or anything like that. So to me, that was just like a world exclusive. So to see that firsthand and just everything is like you're trying to process like what he just did 5 seconds ago, and then he already booms you with something else. And so it was
catching off guard.
For the longest time, it was like probably the second most favorite routine I had, because the only other routine that ever made me think like, wow, this is a groundbreaker was Dean Cot's at AI2, which a lot of people don't actually talk much about, but yeah, Dean Cot doing Era.
Era, yeah.
Yeah, when he did that
I love that one.
Blew me. Just because, like, you think of that song, it's like, how's anyone going to freestyle to that, man?
He did it. He did the thing, man.
I was just like, that was one of those routines, the rare routine where, like, you go through the entire thing, and, like, the crowd is almost just silent for most of it because we're just, like, captivated by it. A lot of times you're doing, like, hype, a spot where it's like, hey, that's going to get the crowd hype and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, for the most oh, man, shut up.
It was a whole different feeling.
Just shut up and watch it.
I'd go up against, like, yeah. But, yeah, Kevin Kim just... And then after a while, I think that probably still holds in place as my favorite routine, just because I could watch that 100 times, try to recreate that. It's maybe going to get 75% as effective as he does, but yeah, there's more I can dive into later.
For sure.
So I'll put my brother man Dell.
Right. Okay. So I guess there's. I guess leading into starting those off round one, I'd actually done a routine from Dariram, and that was at the Nickel table. Obviously, that routine was forgetful, but I had not known about Kevin Kim until actually at the tournament of. I think I was more focused on my group routine, couple routine with Kit, and so I didn't have to really focus too much on the singles. But I do remember, I mean, there were definitely going to be some really quality performers that I knew Signing was going to come in and do something. Jenneth was another all-around DDR player, because not only was he a great technical player, he'd also pretty solid as well, and so he was. And then, like, for us, our man that we felt was always gonna do well was always gonna be Clark Kent, because he had already had his long before he got it so long, but he knew that he was very well versed as a dancer.
He just kind of dominated the scene for a while.
What
It seemed like.
Right. Remember, we started our freestyle tournament, 20 performers all together. Then was on the side, and then I started walking back to the machine where they were holding it, and then I saw Kevin Kim on there, and how clean that freestyle is. Like something that I haven't never seen before. I don't know how influential watching Korean pop at the time was for Northern California and the influences of freestyle, but it was definitely something that we had access to. And watching first generation K-pop was very influential, especially once we started getting access to the third mix Koreans versions. And but to see what Kevin Kim had done, and it was just like, wow, you know? And I was like, well, there goes my chances of ever like getting Dom Dariram better. But he was, you know, it was just like, okay, this guy can actually show you how to actually dance. There was always a push to try to emulate real dance and incorporate it into our DDR freestyles, and that was always kind of like the push that our area was. To see that, and that kind of fit exactly what we saw, and to see how just unbelievable, and like there were like moves upon moves between beats. Yeah, it was just like quarters, 16th, everything was like done in between, but it just flowed so well, and then we were just like, man, this is gonna be really good, and I don't know how Clark Kent's gonna follow that.
Right.
Just to see that you get Facebook posts about that performance, and everyone's still it just goes to show you that was just one of the legendary performances that we will see, and Mel and I were able to experience.
I mean, imagine if social media actually did exist around that time. You know,
right. This is pre.
You really would.
Hey man, isn't Messenger?
This is pre E-Bombs world, man.
Share the file around, yeah.
We move on to
awesome.
To the Kevin that matters.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I clearly don't have the same stories like y'all, but I think my first discovery was straight on the DDR Freak website. I think I was 12. And yeah, I went through like that entire list, like watched probably every single video in the download section of DDR Freak. I didn't know what to think of it. Like, I actually did not know what to think of, like, the Kevin Kim routine. It actually took me, like, I had to watch more Pump Freestyle to actually understand it. Because, you know, we all know the thing about DDR, like, DDRStreet or something like that. There was also Pump Street.
Right.
So, like, back to back, you know. Then I started to realize, this Korean, like, solid, sweeping arm movement, sweeping, everything very
angular,
geometric,
right? Yeah,
angular, so many weird things. It's not something that I feel was, I was still like, I don't know, my taste was more into like the entertainment side, like at the time. But then the more I, started learning dance, like starting understanding, like just maybe a couple of years after, maybe when I started going to high school, then I started to really like understand like significance of like, what Kevin Kim had did in his freestyle. Well, it's something I always bring up when it comes to like old school DDR freestyles is being like stuck in this square box, because I guess when it comes to DDR, you generally you're used to only using like 66% of the actual pad. Unlike Pump, where it's 90, like it encourages you to go in like kind of the circular fashion.
Right.
But like something we just understand, like knowing Kevin Kim used like the entire chart just so perfectly. Then I truly understand. Yeah, this definitely deserves first. And it's not something that like I went back to, but I had to realize it over time, and it was pretty insane. Like now seeing it going viral so many times as oh my god, Asian DDR player. But no, there's worse stuff in the out of all punk games.
At least it's not Beethoven virus.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that deserves another video of that I'll probably make. No,
warning.
If there is one video that I'm glad more people are kind of like just learning what DDR is, or learning the limits of what you can take DDR to. This is such a great video, and yeah, I'm kind of sad. Like I was just so stupid that it took me this many years to just realize that. So the legacy is pretty awesome.
I think when you're binging that many videos at once on the page, like there's so much content on DDR Freak. Like if you watch them just one after the other, I mean, some are going to stick out, but you almost kind of just want to get through it all first to really let it sink in. I think when I started watching it, like it cut off at around like I think Drags. It was really cool to see new releases come out, new tournaments, show new content. That was really exciting. I think it was really interesting. You also brought up DDRStreet, and I feel like they perform on bigger stages pretty often, or at least some videos I've seen. It's like a lot of wide shots, and I wonder how that plays into the choreo, like those big movements like Kevin Kim had. Maybe if it's for an audience who's like further back.
Yeah, some videos actually had like an amount of like 10 people like doing the same choreo, like, from the left stage to the right stage. So yeah, maybe like I guess when it comes to that, they actually, instead of like needing to really build that stage out, they just have more people do that.
James, how about you? Your first time seeing it?
So like when I was later, I got into freestyle late compared to a lot of the like Wendell, Mel, and all you guys. And I think when I first started getting into DDR and really learning what freestyle was, the first videos I really watched from DDR Freak were like all the, I think it was Matsuri AI videos. So like 8Ball, Lobby, Mel, I just went down and watched all of them. So that was my first like exposure to like what freestyle even was. It was like, oh, these guys are putting these routines together, but it was a very different style with everything there compared to what Kevin Kim's routine was. And I think when I watched his Dariram routine, I was still very much in like the infancy of learning of what freestyle was. So it was really strange for me. So I was like, I can't tell if it's like I hear the crowd, I hear everyone, and everyone's like, wow, this is so cool. And I'm like, I wish I can feel that, because from my first initial reaction, I was just kind of like, I don't get it. And I think I had to watch it over and over again to really like listen to the music and watch his movements. And I think it definitely, all the way till now, is still one of my favorite routines. Once I realized just how precise everything went with the song. And I think it showed me whatever song you pick, I think that to me, I still carry as kind of like the most important rule for myself when I make a routine, is like bring out the feeling of the song, no matter what song. And even with like a super fast paced song like that, super high energy, he really brought it, and that really shows he was the entire routine is like nonstop. He's like 100% on fire the whole routine, and it really brought out the song so well. It's still one of my favorite DDR songs ever. It's still super hype. It's like probably super old fashioned sounding now, but I think it's like still like when someone plays it in the arcade, I'm like, yo, let's go. It's the best song. But yeah, I mean, I think my only regret now is just like not being there to see it in person, and I wish I was. But yeah, it's still a routine I watch every once in a while, just not only because of the precision and I love the song, but it's really fun to watch the crowd react in that way. It was like you already won all those.
That's one of the best parts. Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I don't know. So it went from a really initial like confusion to really digging into it and watching it over and over again and really looking through and analyzing and all the different things about what makes it really great. And it's definitely, I mean, I think probably to no surprise, like for all you guys who have seen my routines, it's like I try to really bring that same kind of energy in a lot of my routines. So yeah, it's definitely had one of the routines that's had the biggest influences on how I try to go about my freestyles. Yeah.
That broke my heart routine, man.
And that was because I forget who told me, but someone here told.
Or it was Mel, right?
It was like,
yeah.
I mean, it was
Mel.
Was it Mel?
Yeah, it was Mel.
Like he was gonna do a broken my heart routine. And I was like, that was kind of my tribute to him being that inspiration. I was like, I'm gonna try my best to do a routine kind of for him in that sense. I hope I was able to do that.
Hell yeah.
It was really hard to keep that same energy. I was really tired. But
oh man,
really fun to make. Just like trying to channel that energy while I was even creating that routine and trying to channel the same kind of creativity. Yeah. Throw it over to Troop.
Shout outs to Troop.
So for me, like the first time I saw it, I was mind blown, really, because like I feel like during that I would call it the golden age of DDR freestyle. So you either fell into like the comedic style freestyle routines, you fell into the like mostly the footwork style routine, then you fell into the pop like Michael Jackson style routines, and then you got the outliers like the Dingcot, the Gyuk, and then you got the Kevin Kim, who does like these exquisite routines. You're like, oh my goodness, like I've never seen this before. So like that in itself, I'm like, oh my goodness, like I want to emulate it, but like I know I can't at that moment because it was just out of this world.
Yeah, that's basically like I think how you feel about like a lot of like the more like legendary routines, or like the ones that like really stick out. It's just like they're just so different from one another, and it's kind of just like that's why they stick out. Even with like the little rise of like K-pop with like DDR Korean mix and all that stuff, like the just different, man. Like it was cool to see. Like it was just so different. Like
definitely a mythical feeling at the time. I mean, you kind of like when we watch your team later, it's like, I actually can pick out like a thing or two that he's gotten from the music video, and it's like, okay,
sure.
You know, no. I'm sure probably more immersed with that stuff out there, but for us, yeah, it was like learning a foreign, in more ways than.
Yeah.
like you're saying about breaking the meta. Like I feel like a lot of early routines had really heavy footwork and were on harder charts, like an expert. And then you got the more K-pop style with the more angular arms and really precise movements before it transitioned more into doubles, more into like music video, hip hop soul, and stuff like Hypnotics and AJ and BJ. They took over. But the whole Kevin Kim like era, like the third to fourth mix, dude, that was like, oh, was it on fifth? I think you're right. Yeah, because Clark Kent did Baby Baby. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But just no one did better than Kevin. Like no one did that style that I've seen better, dude. So we should just go ahead and watch it.
And that is you, and that is you in the video yet. Who is that? Who was that?
This is valid.
Yeah, and I actually forgot about that. Just that's how impactful that was. So mindful and so like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
No,
dude.
I'm happy you did that. Honestly, like when I saw it, I'm like, yo, he knows that this is the shit. You know, like he knows that this was the shit. I'm so happy you did that.
That's like all you can ask for, I think, when you're a freestyler. That and you've just kind of, you know, shown off what you've practiced and really wanted to share, and that other people enjoy it as much as you do. I think that's all any of us ask for.
Adilu, you want to start it up?
So are we?
Yeah, let's watch it. Let's watch this mystery man. Turn it up, turn it up.
Like who does that?
Yeah.
He didn't even seem tired.
No, he didn't.
That was like his warm up.
I know, right?
His warm up. Here's my thing. Like, I think when you hear, especially now, I guess, like now that we've gotten older too, I feel like we've all have like a better understanding of like music theory and how music works, like fourths, eights, sixteenths, etc., etc. This dude was on his own fucking groove. Like, he swear to God, like he didn't need. I mean, he had. Oh, he had.
Yeah, just let play back.
The song has this foundation, but he created his own, like, I guess you could say, like his own, like
his own
song.
chart.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, he made like his own chart with the song. Like, his movements were like his own. They weren't necessarily to like lyrics or anything. They weren't necessary to anything specifically. He was literally just like he was writing the beat the entire time.
Yeah.
And like he went off on his own. Like, it wasn't even like during parts where it was like, oh, this is where the chorus is. You need to be a big blow up now. Nah, he blew up whenever the fuck he wanted.
Like right before the chorus.
Like, right, exactly. And I was just like, where did you expect that? Like, that's why this routine for me, even now watching it, like even like with like as a dancer's eye, especially, like it's just so different. You know what I mean? Like, it's so unique in its own way. Like, I love it. I love it. That's my and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
This is one of like the easiest routines I think of easiest freestyles ever of all routines or any freestyles to be able to just like you just literally forget that it's on a DDR machine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just start watching him and then it's the easiest to just like forget that there's a DDR machine out there.
Exactly, right.
Yeah, one of the things that just forgot about me about this routine, like even watching it now, like with a more trained eye thinking, is like his movements, the way he pulls it all out, like, you know, every 4 count, whatever. It's almost like dance kind of goes as a style of like a poet saying a poem. He's like dun 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 bum, dun 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 bum, dun 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 dun. You know, like everything is just so like telling a different line or story. Like each time, it's like, damn, you know, it's like just. You know, having watched something like, you know, Hamilton recently, where like, you know, if you listen to, you know, it's pretty good, it's a really good musical, but when you listen to like the lyrics and stuff, like wow, there was like all sorts of like wordplay and like layers to this sort of stuff. This is one of those routines that just feels like every time I watch this, I'm seeing like another layer that I missed. Or,
Absolutely, I so agree with that. I'm always finding something different. I'm just like, fuck, he did that right there. What the shit, you know? Like, I'm always finding something new. Like, I totally agree with that. Like, it's astounding. Like, even to this day, that deserves a shot. I'm gonna take a shot. Cheers, guys.
they're like, you know, there's the whole outside step, which I know for a lot of his older heads about
Yeah, the outside step, right?
I was totally maneuver, and like, you know, he just did that with like extra butter, you know, like
Straight up, straight butter, dude.
African one-legged slide. You know, I'm surprised we haven't come because of that, but yeah, just seeing that, and then like he likes to include pop into it, like the I know one of the segments in there was from HOT, so We Are the Future. So
Oh, there you go.
But that's like one thing I picked up on like later, you know, after the fact, but still, it's just that video with that video. It's like I remember AI, like there was quite a few of those music videos that are being like Guyik and Dinkot were especially notorious for getting a lot of moves from there, but you know, in a good way. Most of us, it was like lost upon us, but
Yeah, definitely.
People don't know, you know. Hey, you know, yeah, that's an original.
Yeah. So for me, looking back on it, this isn't a knock against it whatsoever. It might sound like it, but to me, it looks like almost like a backup dancer, but someone who's really, really on his shit. Like has all the choreo down to a T, has the extensions out there. It's almost all extensions. Like if you see his arms, it's either when he's doing this, or they're just like completely straight, and the angles are just, for the most part, like they're almost flawless. But from what we're seeing these days with Apple Frog, for Alligator had it, we're seeing a lot more center stage performance. And Kevin Kim, it's almost like he's behind the lead singer. Like if Yoga was to do a show, he'd be in the background, like killing it.
Just imagine if there's like 3 other people actually doing this.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yo,
So
you know what?
While Yoga is singing,
While
that'd
Yoga's
be
yeah,
sick.
that'd be
Like,
unbelievable. D'Lo, if you want to get this link in the chat, I just dropped it there.
Yep.
Check that video out.
Gotcha.
I think Weno's already seen this, but it was my first time seeing it this week.
I never realized that at the beginning of his routine, like right as the song starts, he's like looking at the screen as if he needs to know like when it starts.
Just to make sure.
I'm pretty
for
sure
sure.
he's got it down. Like
Yeah.
It's like, but once he did that, like he didn't turn out once after that.
right, like I don't think he had to.
But that was his cue. He was just like, all right, hold on, this is it. All right, beast mode, beast mode, beast mode. You know? Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah.
It says in the description like Kevin Kim's one of them.
They've already.
Oh.
You already. Well, I mean.
Oh, it's Echospherics that uploaded this photo. Wow.
Right?
It's interesting. Well, he's a guy that like he's like a tech player that like I watch for his videos.
Put audio. You have audio there?
Oh shit.
Go for it.
2000 audio right there.
Oh god. For sure.
You already.
I'll adjust the volume real quick. Hold on.
Evident.
I had to lower my volume. Hold up. That was kind of loud.
Ooh.
All right, I gotta see this. Shit. Okay. I saw some locking in there. Oh shit!
Oh god.
Oh shit!
And that's true. That's true.
Right.
That's a good point.
Oh, Russian kick. Too many misses.
Yeah.
Nice. So Kevin Kim was one of the dancers. Which one was he?
It's so hard to tell. It's like it's zoomed out.
The
It's like
Korean one.
240.
No, I'm kidding.
It's so low res,
It
man.
was the Korean one. Yeah.
But if
I
that
think-
if that's true, if he really is in there, like it evolved from there big time for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
Yes. Yeah. Like Kevin Kim ended up adding like his own like
Yeah.
unique choreography in there. Like he obviously, I mean, there was obviously like inspiration in his derivative of it, but it was cleaner.
Yeah. Big time.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
I kind of like that. I kind of like a more selfish routine, so you could, instead of like having to deal with, you know,
Yeah.
all these other like less talented people, you can you can focus
I
on
mean,
your
like,
own.
The real Kevin keeping it real. He keeping it real.
It didn't work for that pump routine, that basketball pump routine that you showed me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work for a solo, unfortunately. But like this,
Oh
like,
right.
this one specifically, it
Oh,
like
no, everybody was pissed that day. No one was happy. I think it was
Nice.
him. Like, I know everybody just wanted to call it in. It's like, no, this tournament is a mess.
Yeah, because
But this, go ahead.
no, just I mean, looking at it again too, it's just like, I mean, obviously not the cleanest, but I feel like the entertainment value of it is
Yeah.
still up there. It's like
Yeah.
this, yeah, because obviously, like I can see that like people are messing up with the choreography. Like the guy on the very left, he's already
Oh yeah.
messing up. But
It's hard to sync
I
up.
mean,
It's still a show though. It's a
yeah,
show.
it's still a show,
Like,
right?
look at
I
that.
mean, so they're still giving off the show, exactly.
Yeah.
And also a thing that made me realize also that the older versions of DDR were super strict. So if you
Oh
missed
my
like 2
goodness.
arrows, you
Yeah.
were dead already.
And I'm
Which
pretty
is
sure they
why-
didn't set it to one difficulty either. It's like still
Hmm.
like default.
Right, it's like you're just either you better just make sure you hit the damn arrows, like, or else you're done.
They
You
don't
know?
boo on A20, right? There's no.
What's up?
I don't think so.
There's
I
no
forget.
boo sound effects in A20.
Oh
So
no,
it's like,
no.
I don't think so.
less
Just the
apparent
announcer.
Oh
than,
my
you know,
goodness.
I'm shy.
Yep.
I mean, it just flashes red just to indicate that you're like almost.
You're almost about to die. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I really
Exactly.
I like myself. I love in Kevin's video when you hear the announcer during little breaks being like your moves are great, or like keep it up, all that stuff. Like he's hitting everything because he's
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like they're booing. It's like, ooh.
yeah. This is a
Like,
little
you're not even hearing your
Well,
song.
right
Second mix was notorious for that. It's like
Oh,
I
second-
said, if you
yeah.
miss like 2-3 arrows, you're already like in the red.
For sure.
Like, straight up, man. It's just it's hella strict. Well, not
Yeah.
second mix. I'm sorry, that's third mix. Because damn Dariram's
It's
in
third,
third
yeah.
mix. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But it just makes a great video like even better. Like the crowd loves you. It's hype.
That's pretty cool that if it really is him, one of those guys really is Kevin, then it's pretty cool that he took, like, I mean, the same song, he had already had a routine. I'm guessing that he did that one before.
Let me do some.
That's what I've heard. Is he's done it a few times, but
Yeah, but
who
then
cares?
this
Like
is
yeah,
completely different.
completely
It's-
different.
Like, I mean, there's certain things that are like a callback to the other, but like, he was able to make it a different thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Mhm.
Beyonce
It can be hard to do
Destiny
that with the same
Child?
song.
big time, big time.
Oh
I
man,
know.
I'm gonna take a shot to that one too. Take a shot to that one too. Yeah. My soju's warm now.
That's not. Yeah, that sounds kind of weird.
That's not fun. It's fun though.
I'm doing it during this quarantine, so.
Yeah, straight up. You take what you get. Take what you can get.
Oh,
This is what, while we still have rations. Yep.
Still have rations, yeah.
Oh, there is
I'm about
one
to eat it.
move in Kevin Kim's video where
Mhm.
I think would probably be next to impossible to choreo out. It's when he started like right before the chorus when he like hit
Yeah.
2 arrows, then did that thing, and then it's like he stepped on the first 8,
Mhm.
then he went all in and just caught the final step at the 8 at the very end. I don't remember how the chart goes, but you saw so much freedom. Like there's so much like in terms of like movement and choreo that he managed to like he fit in something that that could take
That retained
an
to the
entire
game
30
still.
seconds into like into a top this single 8 count. Try to choreo that like in the group, it would just be so hard. But I think that's why I kind of like this this selfish outlook of just him performing and get going in.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah, I think being able to I mean, choreo is choreo. It looks sick when people are all on beat, or they all look the same too. But I think, me personally, as a person that enjoys freedom, freestyle, their own expression,
Yeah.
I think seeing that, like, just seeing that on his own, it's just like it would still be sick seeing that in like a group setting. But I mean, like, it speaks just as powerful when he just does it on his own.
Yeah. He's got the spotlight on him, man.
Right. That's what I mean. Oh, we got it
Makes
back
it
together.
special.
I just realized.
Yep.
Okay, okay, troop. We got you. For sure. Yeah, but yeah, man, just I don't know, just it's crazy. Just looking at it again.
Yeah.
Desk build.
I would only hope to be just as even just 50% as good as that with my routine that I'm making that I made with this song. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like
I
would hope that I would hope I would hope that I could at least do a little bit justice to like the song, you know what I mean? Because I feel like ever since that, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Can you guys remember, especially like you, Wendell and Mel? Can you guys remember like another damn Dariram routine?
I was thinking about this. I can't, honestly.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's a wrap.
That was Bruce.
It's
Those
a
BJs.
rap. Shout outs to Chris.
Exactly. Can we watch BJ's?
Like,
BJ.
Yeah.
oh,
Yo,
the
yes.
Freestyle Revolution, Freestyle Revolution.
Oh my God.
Project. That's right.
That's
So,
the only
for
dumb
those who don't
Dariram
know-
since.
Yeah. For those who don't know, there was a tournament a long time ago called Freestyle Revolution Project, ran by AJ Sweet Banana. And one of the rounds, if you made it to this specific round, the round was to mimic a
I got it.
classic
Oh,
routine,
you got
right? And we had the joy of being able to see such reiterations of different routines, like Little B doing the Bowie Brothers by himself. we were able to see James 001 being able to do.
Oh, that's James. Yep.
Yeah, Shadow Me Twice. Shadow Me Twice is brilliant to you orchestra group routine. James, Captain Canada did Hypnotic's Long Chain Runner routine that won Scandia.
That was fun.
And then we of course have BJ right here, who we see on screen right now, mimicking Kevin Kim's routine.
You were supposed to mimic, but also put your own flavor on it too. That was
Right. And that was. I think that the judges realized it's like you're not supposed to like mimic the entire thing. It's just like you just make
Right.
sure that like you put your own flavor into it too. It's just like, yeah. See, look at that. Look,
There it is.
Tall ass dude, like doing. Look at that. Ooh, he got that groove too. Look at that. Let's go, BJ. I don't hear anything though.
Yeah, sound.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought we were. Can we watch it in its entirety with the?
Let's do it. The audience is so good in this.
Oh, seriously, the audience is so good in this one. Oh man.
We were all there, almost all of us.
You got them looking back at the screen too, man.
Love it. Yep. That's it.
Oh my god.
There you go. There's BJ's flavor right there. Hey, there's a big head bounce right there.
Yes.
Too good.
That's so good.
Too good. Yeah,
That makes me
really
so
good.
happy.
That was a great,
That was a great event.
great. That was a great event. First
Yeah.
and foremost, that was a great event.
No, I wish
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
It
man.
just lasted so long. It was such a long night.
It
It
was,
was a long night.
a lot of rounds.
Shout outs to Captain Canada for winning that, by the way.
Yeah, right.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take it.
That felt really good. Yeah, I won with
Yeah,
the
that
with,
was- that
with a choreo competition, but still.
Yeah, if people didn't know, the end of that tournament also was
Oh my goodness.
the final round was between James and Nato, another freestyler from back in the day. Yeah, and they were asked to do. They asked. I mean, AJ taught them like a 4-8 count routine, I think, and they were asked to mimic that.
To Kind
I don't
Lady.
know if it was to a song or not.
It was Kind Lady.
The Kind
yeah.
Lady. There we go. It was the Kind Lady. Yes. And whoever did the best won. Yeah. It was really cool. It was such a sick concept. Like
Yeah.
even the preceding Freestyle Revolution projects were so unique in their way. I hope we can get when all this shit is over. I hope we can do something like that again because that was sick.
Absolutely.
Because then I remember the next Freestyle Revolution project, or I don't know if it was FRP, but if it was another event,
Yeah,
and it was like it was like a dance. It was like a dance off literally between
Oh,
Fuzzy Hat and Rain.
That's MGL Evil.
That was MGL Evil. That's right.
Yeah, that's what I was
And
there.
me and Ryan.
I hosted that.
routine.
Yo, I hosted that one.
That's right. It was you, James.
That
That's
was like
right.
my first event.
I think me and DCB Ryan, Regulator Ryan, like got like second or third place in like the couples routine because
Nice.
we just fucked
There
around
it
on
is.
Boom Boom Dollar.
James, did you have to go? Or
Yeah, I might just hop
Okay.
off right now.
okay.
You guys keep the torch going.
Do you have any closing thoughts on
sure.
just
Yeah, I was gonna say closing thoughts. Yeah.
how it holds up 20 years past and what's changed since then?
This is how, and don't fact check me, but this is how you know that it holds up because I think there's still only one compiled list of top 50 freestyles ever, and it's still number one. So there you go.
James, that's your list.
That's my list.
I know it. It's James's list, I know. But show me another list.
Show me the list exactly.
Oh wait, no, update it for 2020. Oh, there might be some in there that we might have seen not too long ago. You feel me? But there still might be I mean, who knows if there is the number one still gonna be number one? You'll just have to wait and find out for the next
That's
list.
how-
Yeah,
Dude, that'd be fun to update actually.
It holds
yeah,
up.
it really would actually. That'd be kind of cool.
That's
do
how
it.
you know it holds up. And I think for
Oh, shit.
like anyone that's getting into freestyle, it should be like what is this? It's like required material to kind of watch. I think to really start to understand or get a better understanding of like all the different things you can do and what's important in building your own style and how to go about it and choosing the songs that you want to use. So
Yeah.
not only does it hold up, it's still one of the best, if not the best, I think, in my opinion. But like I said, should be required study material for anyone getting into freestyle. So but with that, I guess I will see you guys later. Signing out.
For sure. For the next one, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Anytime
joining
for
us.
the next one.
And thanks for
Yeah,
suggesting
thanks for
this.
joining, man.
This is
Yeah.
always a fun time.
Oh hell yeah.
Later, guys.
See you, man.
Alright.
Have a good
See
night.
you, James. Peace. Take it easy, man. Stay safe. All right. Now, hopefully we can get Wendell back on too.
Okay. Oh, it's up on his phone.
Oh,
Oh, wait. Okay.
Oh, there
Hey,
you
look.
go. Hey, Wendell.
Yes, there we
I
go.
don't see no
Welcome
meter
back.
mic, so I think we good.
Welcome back. Was there anything you wanted to add that may have gotten cut off or missed?
I would like to see Dom Dariram recreated with our recent freestylers. I mean, it's such an epic routine that there's the only way that you can do another routine to it is you have to come up with something very unique. And right now, I don't just based on steps and the song itself, it's really hard to think of anyone that's able to actually recreate that or create something new to it. Because the freestyle is so ingrained to DDR freestylers that it's really hard for anyone to really accept a new idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so epic, to consider that this video is still being talked about 19 years after it was done. I mean, like, we all go back to that Facebook listing group, and someone posted it up, and it's just like the awe that people are still getting from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially from the new heads,
right,
that don't know about it,
And there's, based on like, now we've had like 18 plus years, we've honed our style, we've learned so much more through dance and performance that just stands out. And put Dum Dariram against any other performance that we've had within the last 2 years. In any other tournament, where do you think that would rank? Because it would clearly rank pretty high compared to what our like these freestylers nowadays are exceptional, and they've added so much more.
They really have
to the community, but and then put this in there, and it's just one of those ones that just continually stand out, and it's got, because of it's how crisp it is. It is so, you just can't say that, it's not old. It doesn't feel old. It's like put Kevin Kim versus Apple Frog.
Mm-hmm.
That is one I would love to see.
I've been thinking about this.
Coin toss. That's my opinion. It'd be a goddamn coin toss.
And just watching the chart right now, it's like it's so.
I see you, Wendell.
It's like it's like how did he make such an intricate routine? I know it was derived from the group routine, but like he made it his own, and it's just like how this is so impressive.
It's a really dense chart for one. It's like a old school 4, so it's a pretty consistent stream of arrows, which can be really hard to pick up. Yeah, a bunch of jumps
during the chorus,
which gives you
in the chorus,
in the chorus, but before the chorus also when he does the
that'd be like an 8
right
now,
thing.
like on 8 on the new ranking, on a new scale, it'd be like an 8.
Maybe like an 8.
The part I was talking about earlier, it was done with like negative space. So he had enough, agility just to, smash that many moves. I think he did hit one jump in between all that.
It's like jump 2, 3, 4 jump. It's like a big gap in there for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just so impressive how much how crazy he was able to fit. What would have looked like an entire unit for me, just doing like slow ass shit,
Yeah, every one of those gaps with no notes is an opportunity, and he just takes advantage of every opportunity there is. You can kind of see him like reset a couple times and go back to neutral, but any dead time or downtime during the routine is really, really minimal, and he just keeps it going, like all these high spots.
I think
exactly.
We look back on this routine and sort of think of what's its legacy as far as what was it best at compared to a lot of other things.
Mm-hmm.
I think we from a technical standpoint, this is as ridiculously clean as everything. If I could make like a wrestling sort of analogy, this was like watching a 5-star Bret Hart match. Like,
oh yeah,
like it was like a sweet science. did.
Right.
I think that's just one of those things that's really, really hard to do. I mean, we think of freestyle, there's a technique to it, but there's also the entertainment value. And there are like some people who just like completely crush that. You know, look at someone like Decree, look at someone like, you know, Osmond or Nakano or something like that. You know, those guys just like,
Butters.
okay, I can do that. It's like I can do that, but you look at the charisma and swagger they have, it's just like, yeah, you know, it's like level that I'm not sure. And there are like some of us like who like me, for example, I kind of tried to like sort of in between the technical and entertainment side, you know, give them a little bit, you know, I'm like the shampoo conditioner of, you know.
Totally.
There you go.
But yeah, just that down there, it was like, it's, you know, even basketball, like watching Tim Duncan hit like 100 bank shots in a row. It's like, it's fighting, you know.
Yeah.
The guy just has it down to geometric angles and like is so precise. Like, damn, you know, am I ever going to get that good? Like, no, I'm just gonna act like, you know, I'm like, I just got laid and like this is my happy freaking dance, and that's probably a lot. I wouldn't say easier to pull off, but you probably have a more likely chance of being able to pull that off and, you know, doing something good as opposed to like studying the finer points of dancing and like being able to like I think that probably just kills me like more than anything is I talk about those one piece of advice been told me is like, you know, big people, especially when you're on dancing, you got to have big movements. You know, you can't like be, you know, just like the tight circle. You got to cover as much ground as you can. Kevin Kim did that, but he did that in such a controlled fashion that it didn't look like flailing.
Right.
And, you know, this normal joke that looked like, you know, we are flailing. So great to him for being able to hit that super fine line of like, you know, riding that wave of being big, but being in control.
Right. It makes such a difference. Like DDR freestyle can kind of turn into that, especially if you're doing improv or something, if you're not careful. Like it can look a little
Some
like
will look very repetitive.
Yeah, or just out of your control for sure. Like the machine's kind of dictating what you want to do next, but he looked like he was in control of that chart, like from start to finish.
Really was, yeah. No
Let's have a
trepidation
real
whatsoever.
battle.
A real battle.
We want to see a real battle between Kevin and the real Kevin.
In the ring.
In the ring.
All styles,
I'm
man.
a green mist in the middle of
Oh, shit. Oh boy.
But clearly, this is clearly one of the most defining performances in DDR freestyle ever. It's hard for any of. It's like that is like the standard of what we had to work our way work towards when it came to later DDR performances. Obviously, we had our own ideas, but that was the standard that we had to try to match or to get better at. And you know, so it's set a bar so high for us to try to accomplish.
Yeah.
And it forced us to continue to get better. And I think that's why so many DDR freestylers started leaning towards learning how to do street dance and, you know, on their own. So that was the influence that it brought to us. You know,
to try and innovate. Yeah.
Right.
Big time.
I think it also kind of set like a really good demarcation between like the Japan style, which I think hinged a lot more on entertainment and a lot of like, you know, crowd. Korea was very into the choreography and like, you know, just nailing and all that stuff down pat. USA
Absolutely.
kind of a hybrid of, because I think in a way we were impressionable enough. These styles like, okay, maybe that's how you do it. Oh no, maybe that's how you do it. Like we took from everywhere we could, and you know, sort of like, I mean, very much like how America is the melting pot of the world. You know, I think American freestyle is a melting pot of, you know, there are multiple cultures. We're a multiple freestyle, so that kind of I think that routine.
And I can really agree with that too.
I agree with that.
Totally.
Absolutely.
You know what's weird? Like how we're talking about the this actually the opposite thing happened in Pump. When like we're talking about how the Kevin Kim is like how the Korean style just shockingly came here to the DDR scene, it shook us. In the Pump scene, it worked differently. And
Really?
very recently too. So I have to bring up Team Pandasan.
Oh yeah.
Because
Okay.
Japan just got their very first
Oh, that's right.
Pump in 2014, and then it was a flop. But then when Japan, like how when Korea entered DDR, through third mix, Pump Prime, it had a lot of new Japanese freestyles enter, this power move heavy, kind of thing that's kind of been going on. And when Team Pandasan, when Shingo, when Midi and Penko, brought their own style into the Pump community, no one knew how to react to it as much. It was just kind of crazy. So they shook the Pump community as much as Kevin Kim shook the DDR community right here.
Yeah.
And they're world champions. Yeah,
deservedly.
They were the last world champions to happen so far. So
Damn.
and it's sad that Pump is ultimately dead in in Japan, because I wanted to see so much more of their their theatrical, their character style. But Riri is having a great time with Dance Rush right now. So if you want to follow him, check out his YouTube too. So.
Dude, he's having the ball.
Oh yeah. He's been uploading so much stuff now. Like
doing VR dances and stuff.
That too, yeah. During quarantine, right?
yeah,
Like
he's
talk about
been
inspirations.
on that, man. Yeah, he's been on that.
He fundraised like tens of thousands of dollars to create a huge shuffling event just for
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That Tokai Rush or
That's
something.
legit though.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It was all crowdfunded, and he ran it, and it
It's
was
insane.
all good.
That's
He
really
does too
great.
much. he really does too much.
The man doesn't
Yeah.
stop, man.
But it's awesome. I mean, like he has the passion for it. It's great. It's great to see. Yeah.
I wish we had round one access
But-
to play Dance Rush again. I'm
I just
hurting.
want Midnight Amaretto, man.
Yeah, I'm hurting.
Yeah, there's no proper home setup.
No.
For, that. We just have
Yeah.
YouTube in the floor.
We have YouTube and floor. That's
Right.
what we have. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I saw someone post in Discord. There's like a simulation for Dance Rush, like Step Mania. I forget what it's
Oh,
called,
they
but
finally have one?
yeah, they have charts now.
Oh, sweet.
Um,
now
it's-
I can
The thing is, they have
Yeah,
control,
okay.
so
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
really? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's
I was kind of excited.
it's something though.
I guess you can get one of those Syntec pads, get a pen, and be.
I know, right?
pretend. Something
you
like-
gotta
get
put out your fingers like Tech Decks.
A tech deck.
Go. Yes.
Right, exactly.
All right, guys, I gotta head out.
Okay, man.
Thank you so much, man.
Thanks so much, Wendell. Great to have you on.
Great to be on here. Thanks for having me. The next time you start talking about tournaments, I hope you guys get to discuss the CBGL tournament sooner or later.
Oh my goodness.
Let's just do a live watch. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, just any of those tournaments back then, you could just go through every little performance, and you could just pretty much say, why you love it. But
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a marathon routine. That's gonna be a marathon stream.
That was gonna be the ultimate one, because that was probably
Yeah.
prior to D2R, that was probably the greatest DDR freestyle tournament ever. So,
Oh, damn. Thank you.
all right, so
Thanks,
have a good
guys.
evening.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
All right.
Thank you,
Take it
Wendell.
easy.
All right, Rose.
Peace, man.
See ya.
Okay.
So, any closing thoughts? Any thoughts from the chat? It's 10 p.m. here, so
Yeah.
probably won't get it wrapped up.
Where the hell did my camera go? There it is.
Oh, there you go. Welcome back.
Hi.
Again, like for me, it's gonna be one of the top freestyles of all time. It's up there with DJ 8 Balls Cafe, and then Bruce Leroy's Minnemeco Rock. Is that what it's called? Yeah, that one.
Making Rock, yeah.
Yeah, so those
Good
three are,
list there.
my top three already. It's like I want to emulate it, but I gotta put it on my own player. And
Yeah.
like I want to reach that level specifically of freestyle.
Just got to do that legwork and put it all together. Like those three you mentioned, it's just they have all the components of what makes a great performance, and just get that muscle memory down to get all the arrows and
Yep.
have the total package in the end. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but hopefully we can all motivate each other. Just if we have more remote events, and hopefully when we have another in-person one, we'll all be fired up enough to
Yes.
keep it going and keep pushing each other.
For sure.
Yep. Hopefully sooner than later. Yep. Look forward to it. Hopefully, guys. Yeah.
Decree.
Decree. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah. This is still one, like, everybody, every time I think of, Korean freestyle, this is like the very first one I go to each and every time. I look at it from time to time, seeing like, kind of just to be reminded of that style, because it's, I don't know, it's like, times are changing in both punk and DDR freestyle. So I'm still trying to take as much as I can, from it, but still, make it completely me and still show that I am, and hopefully I'll get to the point where where people want to emulate me.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's still like it's definitely one of the most influential freestyles, and I'm glad I'm here to speak my piece about it. It's pretty awesome.
Word. Yep. I feel like I've said enough already about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean,
And thank
like
you,
I
Decree,
said,
for doing so.
Yeah, definitely Decree. I'm still sad that I was a few months out of seeing that live. I'm just saying. I'm gonna just put that there because I feel like I've already said as much as I wanted to say.
For sure.
Like, it was transcendent, to say the least. Like, it just stuck out so much, and it really helped me be who I am as as someone that likes to self-express with like movement. You know what I mean? Although it's not specifically a style that I do all the time, it's still something that I can watch and just appreciate time and time again. And like Mel was saying earlier, find something new every single time. This video's been out for 19 years. We're still finding something new. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. So, I mean, just it's just one of those things where like in life where you just like you come back to it and you're just like, this is the one. So yeah. So that's those are my closing thoughts. How about you, James and Mel? Who wants to go first?
I think the wild thing about this is we waxed poetic on this for the past 90 minutes or so, and that like something like this would, I guess, kind of have inspired a bunch of copycats and stuff like that. And to be honest, we really haven't seen anyone quite like it since. Everyone's kind of grabbed their own, like influences of it. Like, I mean, you can totally see like Double Ones, for example. A lot of the movements and angular kind of things, it definitely works. But in a way, it's almost like the beauty of it all. It's like this guy was so good that, yeah, we would have taken parts of it, but there's no way in hell there was going to be another one of these guys. But that's also like the beauty of freestyle. It's like he doesn't have to be the alpha, like everyone has to be like him, otherwise you're not doing it right. It's like everyone can be their own paragon of like what's amazing, what's entertaining, what we can watch over and over again, and he just happens to be a particular pillar of this entire foundation that we've built that's called freestyle. So it's just amazing to think that's one cornerstone we can lean on. But even that said, he's not the one that we will everything will be judged against. Everyone can be their own star, and that's why I think freestyle, as far as from even from a competitive standpoint, anyone who gets it, it's like you don't have to follow any rules. You know, fuck the rules. You know.
I mean, I don't want to get arrested, but
Yeah, Decree might actually literally take that like into consideration. And, like, we might need to. Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
oh no, I think we got.
It's called freestyle for a reason.
So yeah, I think it's just great that we're able to still look at this with great memories. I'm honored that I was there, and like I unashamedly freaking gave that thing so much love at the end of the video. But I mean, truth be told, you find another routine at that, you know, particular event, let alone within the past 5 years, you know, within that span, that was like any better than you couldn't. So yeah, it's
true, man.
I was grateful to see. I was grateful to see like Kevin Kim even just like sessioning at SVGL, you know, like doing stuff with this rock beat, smoke, and like even just playing, like I said, everything else. It's like, wow, there's like, I don't know if they do like some sort of factory out there. I mean,
A factory.
It's a boot camp. You know, whip.
For all we know, it could. Jeez, we don't know.
You have like people, you know, we could have kind of like how in the NFL you have the coaching tree, like everyone who learned under Bill Walsh, you know, it's like you have Belichick, you have John Gruden, you have Andy Reid, all these guys, like these assistant coaches ended up having great Super Bowl winners. It's like, I always kind of wonder if you had like a DDR like family like coaching tree of styles.
Dude, yeah.
That would be a real fascinating study, I think. So it's one of those things that I think Kevin Kim, you know, I mean, obviously there's, you know, a very distinct tree to that, but to see anyone who's evolved from that, I can't say with true conviction someone has. And that's what kind of makes it really exceptional.
There's just so many interesting points there, like from how long freestyle has come, like since then, like how we see it evolve, and yet it was still at that level in 2001, and execution was at that level back then, even though the game had just dropped. Like that's pretty crazy to me.
It was on its 5th iteration only.
Right. That's all. In
like
2 years,
though.
yeah.
Like, think about it. It's like in 2.5, like a year and a half, 2 years.
It's insane.
Fuck, dude, that's crazy. Yeah.
So many updates. Yeah, personally, I would love to see people list off their influences and videos that connected with them, and for whatever reason, when they were first watching it. Like, why has Kevin, like my question through all this has been like, why has Kevin Kim connected with so many people who've come across it, and so many people on Twitter and Facebook, you know, reliving that nostalgia from the first time they saw it. Like what made this video like 2001 viral, like back in the day? And I just think it's a combination of just like the audience kind of catching on to how, like, what he's doing and at what level it is, like throughout, you know, that 30-second mark, that 90-second mark, or 30, 60, 90. Like you can see them kind of get more and more into it throughout and start to pop off. That's an awesome part of the video, is the environment. Obviously the song itself, Dariram, it's so dramatic and like epic, and you want to see someone do it justice, right? Like when I first heard it in third mix, like, I don't know, it was so satisfying to see Kevin just do what he did and just rip it. And just like the level of technicality and performance, there's just so many factors of what makes this video connect with people. And when people try to name other videos they've seen that have had that effect on them, like maybe 8 Ball Cafe, but there's a reason this one rises to the top again, and has over the years. So hopefully in this day and age we'll get more like it. I think Apple Frog has gone viral in his own right, which makes me so happy.
Yeah.
With you know, Connor putting the work in. I think Jazz had her moment also for New Decade, like seeing her go off on a debut. So,
yeah. Yeah.
Like Mel said, hopefully you can come back here before the show ends. But it's like everyone can just be their own star and find kind of their own path, the stuff that inspires them, and find what works for them, You'll not be all Kevin Kim clones. He did it. He did his thing, and it's time for us to do ours.
I'm down to see just one more Kevin King clone. I'm down. just one is cool.
His little brother.
Hey, one is all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think it's like Kirk Kim or something. I don't know.
Craig's.
Yeah, like it'd be sick.
I'm down. Hey, what's up, Mel?
But I mean, is Mel back? Yeah. What's up, Mel?
Yeah, sorry. Just,
No worries.
My connection borked.
It's all good. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait a little bit until everything's kind of settled down. But
It's coming.
yeah, there you go. Hey, James has already given us the word, so let's go. Like, I can't wait.
Because I mean, like home setups are very prominent at this moment. So like, I'm pretty sure there's many like freestylers out there that either has like a home pad, a soft pad, or whatever have you. You know, that they could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still innovate.
And even JD, like JD's without a pad, and she's still putting out freestyle videos. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, she's already
I'm loving
like
this.
shout out to Severe Cat. Like she's
Yes.
already like she's already like taken Twitter by storm with like a lot of what she does with like the short videos, and now she's already she's exploring like the world of like Bimani music and dance, and it's really cool to see. I love seeing her covers right now, and I hope that one day we are able to see that like in the form of like a DDR freestyle, like an actual competition, you know?
Yeah. Someday.
Like someday, I think it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Someday soon, hopefully. Yes. Any other final closing thoughts?
Those are mine.
I miss everybody. I miss all you guys.
Miss you too, man.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Yeah.
Killing me.
Can we take? I guess can we say one final shot then? One final shot, guys.
Absolutely.
I'm all empty, but go for it, dude.
Let's go. You're all empty. Let's do it.
Let me open
In the
this.
spirit.
No.
Oh,
Oh boy.
my chaser was closed. God damn it.
Well, y'all have a good night. Thanks again for joining.
All right.
It was
Thank y'all
just,
so much in chat. Everybody
Yeah.
in chat. Everybody here, of course. Thank you guys.
just-
Stay safe, y'all. All
The
good.
only thing I want to plug or suggest right now with my parting shot is I can't wait till we do this again next episode where we break down Kyle Snyder's Butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Is that a preview? Is that a preview? Oh,
the man, the myth.
I'm the freaking executive director of Freestyle Takeover. I can make this happen.
Oh, dude, you can't escape me. All right.
I was thinking Al Snyder in the chat.
Yo, man, like
The entire folklore of Kyle Snyder needs its own episode, like dead ass.
straight up, dude. That's definitely an episode waiting to happen. Like I still got some videos of him, like I'm talking about wrestling practice and
Oh, really?
talking about shades and
Dude.
one word.
One word.
One word. One word. Shit. See, there you go. I got Mel in the.
Mel's losing it.
That was fucking epic, dude. Fremont 2 for life, dude. Oh my god.
Let's just sign off on
Oh
that.
my god.
Let's end it on
With
Yeah,
that
let's
said,
definitely end it on that. That was great.
we got one word for you.
Show-
One word.
Shades.
Shades.